Hello friends, Marcy here, and I have so much good stuff going on. This arrived a day late, later than expected, again due to weather, but I'm so pleased that Goldspot chose to wrap it in plastic to protect it from the elements. So kind of looking for an invoice to fall out there, but we have another Goldspot magazine, which I adore very much. And let's see, I do not see my pen of purchase on there today, but here's this Peter Draws pen and the Opus 88 Mini making an appearance there. But we have so much to look at. I thought it was cool to actually have some of the pens from the catalog. Can't say in the flesh, but I can say in the acrylic right here present with me. So let's move all aside and guess what's inside the bubbles. We finally have the tortoise black. So that will accompany my other two tortoiseshell pens, the brown and the white. Take your spot over here and get ready to welcome the new family member. We have the magnetic box closure, the pleather envelope, no cartridge or converter because this is piston fill. You've seen me share these boxes more in depth in previous videos. And inside we have the pen and the plastic. I'm just anxious to see the gorgeousness of it all. And 14 karat gold nib, tortoiseshell black, and I did order extra fine on this model. I like to have an assortment of nib sizes when I have more pens within the same manufacturer or the same style. This one is a broad, my first tortoiseshell from several years ago. This is the one I actually ordered from Cult Pens, and this was a November 2023 purchase. It is a medium nib in the brown tortoiseshell, and joining the family today. Oh my goodness. Okay, we need to look closely at this gorgeousness here. I'm just going to give it a spin so you can see the light reflect. The piston filling mechanism is a special treat to enjoy. As I'm spinning this, I want you to see the band as well. Germany, Sovereign, and Pelikan. So, and oh, by the way, there is a difference here. These are my first two tortoiseshells are the 400, and this is in the 600 line, but because it's not the gold finish, it's like the silver titanium finish, it is the 605. So I want to share that, and let's get a gander at this gorgeous nib. I'm appreciating this natural sunlight coming through the blinds of my window above my table. I'm going to do that again. So we have 3/4 of a turn, either 75 or 80% there, and that's one of the things I appreciate most about the Pelikan. And because this is the titanium finish, it does not have the excuse me, the two-tone nib. So let's look at what the two-tone nib looks like on this one. Let's get a close-up. My two-tone is on the model 400, and the titanium finish is on the 600 or 605. So a gorgeous next step will be to rinse, fill, and write. Be right back. Apologies, I think my mic was not on this session. I'm sharing here the ink that is in the tortoiseshell brown. It is called Birmingham Pen Company Distressed Leather,
and it was from November. My later pen my hubby bought me for Christmas in December, and I ordered Brilliant Brown to go in that pen, but it was delivered somewhere else, and I had to reorder, which made it late. So I just decided to ink this pen with an ink that I had on hand, the Brilliant Black. And I've been very satisfied with the ink performance in my planner and journal until now. I do tend to write it out before I change inks. And then we have the M800, the latest acquisition, which was on January 10th of this week. The Pelikan M800 green demonstrator fine nib with the Edelstein olivine ink. And it's been a nice performing ink and pen for this week. Just again, I want to say that I forgot to say this is a M600, which encouraged me to purchase this one, again in the same size, and the M605. And I do plan on using a matchy ink on the Brilliant Black. So we'll do a quick rinse. I like to rinse my new pens before filling them with ink, just to make sure there's no impurities or ink residue from previous ink testing, whatnot. Just a quick draw up some water and expel it. It's very quick and easy with piston filled pens. There we go. That's what we like to see. All right, move everything away and get ready for inking. So when I open this bottle, the Brilliant Black and this Pelikan 4001 series, I noticed that there's an odor. It's not a bad odor. It's just something, it's like, oh, I can smell that. And I don't know exactly what I'm trying to define as far as smell, but it's a pleasant odor. It's not anything that I don't enjoy. And every time I write with it in the other pen, I notice, every time I write my writing sessions, I notice the same odor, but it's pleasant. And when I'm looking in this bottle, I can notice from the sunlight coming through the window, the back of the bottle, I can notice it has a purple tint to it, which, it's interesting. I need to do a chromatography strip on this and find the base layers recipe of the colors involved. So do a quick wipe and get ready to hold that beautiful grip section in my hands. Okay, apologies. I think my mic wasn't on for part of that video, so I may have to cut in a voiceover on that portion. And because of the light, I think I'm going to turn on some overhead lighting here. There we go. I'm going to cap this real quick because it is inked and I'm not prepared. I do want to talk about a little bit about one of the favorite features I love about the Pelikan pens is the ability to uncap in less than a turn, usually 3/4 of a turn, and the ability to post. I want you to notice the piston mechanism knob is here, and the cap posts over that, and it doesn't grasp until it gets to the body. I usually don't post my larger pens. I'm in such a habit of just, or many of my pens, I'm in such a habit of just putting them there. And that reason is because a lot of piston fill pens don't post. This one is a TWSBI Eco. I just want to give you a demonstration of posting on a piston. This one, this cap does not go over the body. It kind of twists and turns around where the piston fill mechanism is. So I'm in the habit of not posting this. The Diamond 580 is a little better in that respect. The piston knob is more like the Pelikan than the TWSBI.
So let me show you how this one can go. There, it posts on the nib, but will still yet turn. My favorite TWSBI to post, I'll grab. My favorite TWSBI to post is the TWSBI Diamond 580 Mini, and it actually is made to post. Here's your piston knob, and you see it's threaded here. The cap threads and posts like this, and it's just excellent because you can post your cap on a threaded portion. And they may have designed it that way because of the length of this pen. Being a pocket pen, you would want it posted for the length, and they already knew the issues with posting on these models. So I just wanted to bring the posting of caps to your attention because I really appreciate. Oh, here's one more I could talk about. The narwhal Skullkill. It posts nicely on the piston, but you don't want to turn it while it's there because it's a piston fill. But it's secure, doesn't twist around. So, but again, I choose not to post this one. And sorry to be off on another tangent that is totally not about Pelikans. I'm just appreciating the fact the Pelikan's design, the way that Pelikan has designed this pen is you could comfortably post the cap on the body without interfering with the piston knob at all. And I'm not sure that, I know it was done intentionally by the designer, but I'm not sure if many people really appreciate that. Other things I appreciate about this pen is the way I hold it on the grip section. It's very comfortable. It has a flange that flares out right before the nib, so it can keep your fingers and knuckles from getting down on the nib, and that does happen with some pens. But I just fell in love with all of the Pelikan 200. I've shown these to you before. These are all 200 or 205 Pelikans, except this one is M101N, and it does have the 14 karat gold nib as well. All these are steel nibs. But when we get into the 400 line and up, you get into the gold nibs. The 400s are the same size and weight as the 200s and 205s. And I loved that size. It was a very comfortable length, a very comfortable weight for me. I didn't want anything above. My Christmas gift from my hubby this year was a 605. I just want to come in here. And so I was afraid to order it or ask for it or use it because it was larger. I knew, but I didn't realize how large it was. And it's really not too much longer than the 400s. So it's like, wow, the 600 is a nice size. Maybe I'll venture out for another. So that's where this one came in. It is a 605, and the number changes because of the color. And it was really a jump for me to get into the 800 line. But again, this is still a comfortable size. Do I ever want the 1000? I can say today that I do not. But, you know, there may come another day that I'll change my mind. But as we sit here and share today, the 1000 is not on my radar. Okay, the moment you've been waiting for. And actually, I'm glad I have different size nibs inked with the same ink. That's going to work out well. I wasn't planning that. But let's start with the star of the show. It is, let's see if I'm in frame. Yes. Another thing about the Pelikan nibs, and I was not afraid of ordering extra fine for that reason, is because they all write wetter than the Japanese nibs. So they have a broader stroke and a wetter nib, and that's due to this wonderful nib feed with so many nib channel feathers there. I don't know if you can see that. I need the light just right. So there you go, Pelikan Sovereign. This is M605. with an extra fine nib. I do have another extra fine. Was actually my first Pelikan, and it's no longer available. Well, actually, I think they brought it back. It's the Smoky Quartz, the M200 Smoky Quartz. This one's extra fine. I'm not able to find the Smoky Quartz ink. It is no longer being produced. All right, so we have black tortoiseshell. You know, I do feel a slight amount, and you may be able to hear it here on the microphone. Tortoiseshell. That's what happens when I'm talking and writing at the same time. I guess I can't do both. And our ink is Pelikan 4001 Brilliant Black. I've been so satisfied with using this ink in my planner and my journal on that one. So we're just going to put down this. I always fail to do the sentence, and I'm going to do that with you today. I think I did it on my very last fill on the M800. More feedback going right to left on that performance there. And so I had commented in a video, I think when I was sharing this one, that I was pretty satisfied with my Pelikan purchases. This was already a purchase. I was just waiting for it to arrive. That I really didn't want anymore. And a viewer commented that, yes, I need a vintage pen. And it's like, oh, yes, you're right. I forgot about that. So I have been looking. I'm not in a hurry because I want to find the perfect pen, a really good deal. And hopefully I can do that at the Dallas Pen Show next September. All right, so this is the extra fine Brilliant Black 4001 and the black tortoiseshell. That is so pretty to look at. I actually see some, and it may be a reflection of light from my clothing or something, but it's like a blush in some of these lines. And I do think it's a reflection because it's just mostly just silver, hints of blue. But such a joy to look at. Oh my goodness. I really enjoy the aesthetic beauty of all my pens. All right, and we're going to put, this is the Pelikan. Oh, this one's the fine nib. Okay. M600 fine nib with the Brilliant Black. That clip's going to be in my way for a minute. I'm going to do fancy work. And let's look at medium nib on the 400. With Birmingham Pen Company abbreviated distressed leather. And I love the shading properties of this ink and the performance in this nib. One more, and then we'll look, zoom in and look closely at the difference. Isn't that such a gorgeous color for this pen body? M400, and this one is the broad nib with Robert Ulster. I'm just going to abbreviate that. Muddy Bucket. Oops. Ever since I paired this pen and ink, it has been my favorite pairing to use. It just, the color is perfect. The shading's amazing. So let's look closely at I can do this without I'm out of focus. The extra fine nib. And again, I'm looking at line width comparison on all of these pens. These are all the 14 karat or 18 karat gold nibs in the case of these two. All of these nibs, they're not. They are the steel nibs and they are firm, more firm. So we'll do some writing, inking and writing samples with these later. Anyway, so I'm excited to share with you the Pelikan Silveron Black Tortoiseshell. Ooh, joining the tortoiseshell family here. So excited. Thank you for spending some of your precious moments with me. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.